Germany. I work for the World Food Program that's part of United Nations. I am part of WFP Innovation Accelerator. So that means that we are doing innovation inside WFP, that's UN agents. And I will explain more about that during the presentation. So first, some numbers. We are going to talk about the food crisis. So I'm not sure how much you know, but for every 10 people in the world, one face hunger. Very simple. We actually reversed a very good trend that we had. Because like in 90, we had 1 billion people and we almost cut a half. But we are now facing actually an increase of undernourished people for now 828. And actually, we are even face worse numbers when dealing with acute food insecurity. So it's not food insecurity as only, it's like people are about to die because of not having what to eat, right? So this number, like, it's soared between in the last 3 years. We always say that's because of the 4 C's, that's conflicts, climate crisis, COVID, and costs, right? So all of these is like creating a nightmare, and I hope people outside WFP and outside this work are aware about what's happening in the world. So that's what we call the food crisis, right? And the media is covering that. But we also have what we call a trust crisis, right? So it's not me then say that we have like research like at the Oman Institution that has shown that trust in institutions, trust in NGOs, trust in enterprise are all falling. And we are like in a moment that they call like the implosion of trust, right? So society is questioning more and more how we work, how the institutions work, and actually it's creating, it has the good side that we can evolve, but it's also had the bad side that sometimes we can't do the work because society don't believe. So the good part of it is that we should create new solutions to deal with that. So we need to face the food crisis and we need to face the trust crisis, right? So I just wanted to introduce a bit what we are doing. Like we in WFP, we already have experience with blockchain and crypto. Since 2017, we create a network called Building Blocks. There's a network for provide humanitarian assistance. We begin like with thousands of people, and now we have more than 1 million people being served using this network, mainly Syrian refugees. And now this network is coordinating the help like of 95% of the money that goes from NGOs to Ukraine is using this network, right? So it's really, really mature network. We also have the Impact. It's a project to leverage digital work for people, vulnerable people that are learning digital skills, so they can learn like annotation, graphic design, a bit of programming, and they do like they receive micropayments using like international transfers. So we are using crypto payments, and we are exploring also crypto as a way, as an option to do cash-based transfers. So in addition to do food distribution, we also do cash CBT, and actually nowadays we have a good portion of our operations on using CBT, and we want to enable crypto as an option to the beneficiary. We want to give the beneficiary the option to select if they prefer to receive in mobile money, if they prefer to receive in bank account, if they have, in general they do not have, or if they prefer to receive in crypto or in cash. So it's up to them. So we are exploring, like we are working in 4 countries to exploring this option to cash-based transfers. We already have this experience. We are already exploring how to trace, how to use stable coins. And now we are like going together with GBBC, that's Global Blockchain Business Council, to create, to be like the founders, and we are here and to spread the word because we also want to have other partners in this initiative. So we want to create an initiative focused especially on this food for crisis, right? So as WFP, we achieve 120 countries. We serve more than 100 million people. In the Innovation Accelerator, we have already deployed more than 100 projects on the field, projects of innovation, including that ones for blockchain that I told you before. On GBBC, they have, that's a big association of this environment. They have more than 500 members. They are really well connected. So we are partnered with them until now. Like it was covered by Forbes like this Friday, this initiative. So you can read. So it's really, really recent. It's actually the first time that I'm talking an event about it because it was like an initiative for last month. Why we decided to come up with it and what more exactly we want to do. So in WFP, we have a lot of parts and a lot of knowledge related where we should put the money, right? So we have our different country offices. We operate, we have offices in different countries. We do research about the beneficiaries, what they need. And like we have also if you don't know, the hunger map that shows like in real time where is the situation of every country of the world. So we know like if it's red, that's really, really serious the situation. So it's really easy to see where is the worst scenario. We also have Share the Meal. That's like a Web2 application to collect, to receive donation and pass through to the vulnerable population. We have been the best app of the year in both Apple and iOS. With this, we have already distributed more than 160 million meals with this app. But this is Web 2, right? So what we want now, we want to go to the next level. We want to create an initiative that may be something related to this, but also with incorporating the donors in the decision. That's what we are calling, like, for including transparency in food, that's what we are calling Food for Crisis Initiative. And I have here, like, only one picture that says what we want, like, in one image, what we want. So we want to coordinate this ecosystem. There are many people working on that. It's not an initiative for WFP. We want a fund that's like that can be used in WFP, or it can be used in other institutions as well, in other NGOs, or it can be used in startups. So we really want to create this fund that like half of it will be used where the greatest need, and half of it will be used for innovation to really create a better environment for saving lives and change lives. So that's the simplified vision of what we want. Of course, like we have many questions, so I put here some questions, how we are going to structure this DAO, or it may be like a set of DAOs, or if you want to call like pods or DAOs, whatever you want, sub-DAOs, anyway. What are some examples of innovation that we should support? So I already show you some innovations, but we are already talking with different startups about other innovations, and we also want to collect here possible startups that we can also invest using this fund. What are some options to identify institutions and beneficiaries? So we discussed a lot about identification, right? So how much should we go to identify beneficiaries, and should we put the beneficiary on chain? Should we put the retailer on chain? Is that what we want? Right? What about the privacy? So we need to discuss that, because in one side, the donors is saying, no, we want transparency. You need to do everything that I really want to see what you are doing. And on the other side, we also have this issue of privacy. So we want to make it really this, we really want to make this connection to really discuss until where we should go. Right? So what's the level of transparency that's appropriated, right? Sometimes in some countries, it may be even a risk So we deal like in very difficult environments. We are in Afghanistan, for example. We were discussing that put information for the merchants in Afghanistan may be a risk for them, right? Not only for the people, but also for the merchants. So the level of transparency, if we put this, even if you say no, the retailers doesn't have GDPR or private laws, but still, sometimes the retailer may be really a small retailer, and it still is a person besides that business. So we want also to discuss, perhaps for different countries, we have different levels of transparency. We believe that on that. So we really want, like for that DAO, we want to create these sub-DAOs that will operate in different countries or in emergencies. And we believe that the rules will be different. Right, the level of transparency, the way of identify people, the rules that can put on chain or not, it may be different. So nowadays, as I said, we give food, we give money. The money in some cases are like totally unrestricted, in some cases are restricted. So what do we want? We want, like in an emergency, we want to say that we will distribute the money, but the money can only be used like in 1 month, or the money can only be used like in that region of the disaster, for example. We can do everything that we want, right? It's just a matter of discuss and put this really to work, I mean, as an ecosystem to evolve with it. So with the money we want to, as I said, like half of it is to save lives. So emergencies, we achieve like in last year, 128 people, millions of people. In this year, we are going to achieve 154 million people. And actually, what's planned for the next year is even more. So it's only WFP, right? As I said, the numbers are much bigger than that. And also innovation, as I said, as a way to create this loop system that will not really save the people, but really change the lives of them. So as I said, we are really in the beginning. I mean, it's like for the end of August that we really announced this initiative. So the idea for the next months is to discuss the requirements for like to answer that questions and to decide how we will to work. So that's why actually I am here. And it will like be intensified for the next months. And then like we want to have a pilot in October 23. And started to run this pilot with 100 million. Of course, it will be collected not only for retail, but also for like big donors, right? And then it started to scale, I mean, only in September of 24. That's the initial plan. That's what we want to achieve. And like I'm here because I really want to see if someone is interested, as a company is interested to give a commitment to be also one of the first founders with us, or maybe give a grant or a pro bono developer, or also help to identify projects that may be part of this initiative, or also help to spread the word. So, I mean, we want to really, we are starting and we really want to take what's the best of, I mean, for the ecosystem as a whole. And that's it. So sometimes for questions or, I mean, thanks.
So given the roadmap that you have, what are your sort of top 3 most pressing problems or challenges?
So the roadmap is really big, right? For the next actions, what we want is really to decide how it will work, right? So we will need to have some legal certainty, because like it's like you see like in all these DAOs that we are discussing, they are a bit different from us because they are not really near the government, right? So we will need to have like special attention how this DAO will be created, what will be the partners that we will bring, and of course the funding, right? I think the three things: how it will work, legally speaking and technically speaking, the funding, and what the other one I said. The other one I said. I mean, anyway, how to answer all these questions, I think it's the next challenge. Yeah.
Hi. So how are the members of the GBBC already involved? Is this like I don't know how the operations of the GBBC work, but are there already like some members that say like this is definitely something that we want to support with like pro bono support or with funding? What is the status there?
Good. So this work is being discussed by the chief of WFP, with the chief of WFP Accelerator, with the chief of GBBC, that's Sandra and Bernard. And they I mean, we are starting. They are like talking with all the partners inside GBBC. And Bernard is also talking with all the network that we have. And GBBC has a way to create 501 institution that's like the legal institution that's like for giving. Yeah, so that's a really a way to go, because they have this license, this legal way to operate, and we did not want to put that on WFP. We want to really be outside WFP.
So is there already some technology stack that you want to build upon on, or is it that you basically want to build it like more from scratch, or is there already something where you're saying, okay, this is a cool protocol that we can use to build an application on top of that?
Yeah, so in terms of solution, we are going to discuss this next month, what the solution will be, I mean, for the DAO and for the operation, and also for the projects. Because it's not only a matter of collecting money, distributing money. It's also a matter of, because it's not only like cash-based transfer. It's also a matter of creating sustainable projects, as I showed, like in the impact, creating micro work. I mean, create something on NFT, create something on the metaverse. I mean, maybe many things related to this, to create awareness as well. So campaigns, all these kind of things. So yeah, we are not really. That's actually one of the main things that I'm trying to evaluate here. What's the protocol that we are going to use, and I really want to talk with some of you that are interested later to discuss about it.
Just for context, how big is $1 billion compared to the normal annual budget? How large is $1 billion compared to the normal annual budget of the World Food Program?
That's a very good question. That 1 billion is not only for WFP. This 1 billion will be for different NGOs or different startups that want to operate on this, right? And sorry, I don't know exactly but it's much more than 1 billion. But I don't know exactly the number, so I can pick this number for you later. Yeah, we serve 1,000. We move 100 airplanes a day. We move 30 ships a day. We move 5,000 trucks a day, only to food, right? And we are also the main institution deliver cash-based transfer, so we are the main one. So, I mean, it's a lot.
Are there any ways to get involved?
Oh, of course. We are still, that's why I'm here, actually. So I do not have a channel for that. It's everything very new. So for now, please take contact with me because I'm here. And then we can discuss how we can, like coming back to here, to the, come back to here. So until the end of we want to promote this discussion. That's what we want until the end of the year, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm very happy. Thank you.